At first, when you go outside and you're coming from a cold environment, like you can really feel like how heavy it is and how hot.
I'm from Toronto, grew up in Toronto. I don't remember having smoke ever until the last couple of years.
My eyes are burning, my lungs are burning, I've got a splitting headache. It's brutal.
If you've looked outside recently and noticed a hazy sky, a bright red sun, or even an orange glow over cities like New York, you're not imagining things. The smoke isn't coming from a local fire. It has traveled hundreds, even thousands of miles from massive wildfires burning across Canada. In July 2026, hundreds of wildfires, many of them completely out of control, have been burning across parts of Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, and other regions. Strong winds and weather systems have pushed enormous smoke plumes south into the United States, creating dangerous air quality across much of the Midwest, Northeast, and East Coast. More than 100 million people have been affected by unhealthy air conditions, making this one of the largest cross-border smoke events in recent years. But what exactly are these wildfires? A wildfire is an uncontrolled fire that burns through forests, grasslands, and other natural vegetation. Unlike controlled burns used by forest managers, wildfires spread rapidly when conditions are hot, dry, and windy. Canada contains some of the world's largest forests, known as the boreal forest, stretching across much of the country. Every summer, these forests experience fires naturally, often started by lightning. In fact, fire has always been part of the forest's life cycle, helping certain trees release seeds and clearing dead vegetation. The problem today is that these fires are becoming larger, hotter, and harder to stop than they were decades ago. Several factors are driving this year's outbreak. First, much of Canada experienced unusually warm temperatures and below-average rainfall, leaving forests extremely dry. Dead trees, dry leaves, and brush become perfect fuel waiting for a single spark. Lightning strikes have ignited many fires, while others may have been caused by human activity such as unattended campfires, discarded cigarettes, machinery, or power lines. Once a fire starts, under these conditions, strong winds can spread flames rapidly across hundreds of acres in just a few hours. Firefighters often find themselves unable to contain these massive blazes because they're simply too large or too remote. Climate scientists also point to a long-term trend. Rising global temperatures are increasing the length and intensity of wildfire seasons. Hotter summers dry out forests faster, while warmer winters reduce snowpack that normally provide moisture during spring and summer. Although no single wildfire can be blamed entirely on climate change, experts agree that warming temperatures create conditions that make extreme wildfire seasons more likely and more destructive. This has turned what was once a seasonal challenge in an almost year-round threat in some parts of Canada. The reason Americans are seeing the effects has everything to do with the atmosphere. Smoke from wildfires contain billions of tiny particles called PM 2.5, microscopic pieces of soot and ash that are small enough to enter the lungs and even the bloodstream. Powerful weather systems carry these particles high into the atmosphere, where winds transport them hundreds or even thousands of miles. Depending on wind direction, smoke from Canada can reach Minnesota in hours, Chicago the next day, and cities such as New York, Philadelphia, Boston, and Washington, D.C. shortly afterward. Satellite images show enormous rivers of smoke stretching across much of North America. One of the most visible effects is the strange appearance of the sky. Many people have noticed the sun appearing deep orange or blood red. This happens because smoke scatters shorter blue wavelengths of sunlight while allowing more red and orange light to pass through. The thicker the smoke, the more dramatic the colors become. During sunrise and sunset, the effects become even stronger because sunlight must travel through more of the atmosphere before reaching your eyes. That's why some cities have looked almost apocalyptic, with orange skies reminding many people of the famous Canadian wildfire smoke event in 2023. Unfortunately, the beautiful colors come with serious health risks. Fine smoke particles can irritate the eyes, nose, and throat while making it difficult to breathe. People with asthma, chronic lung disease, heart disease, older adults, young children, and pregnant women face the greatest danger. Even healthy people may experience coughing, headaches, burning eyes, reduced exercise capacity, and chest discomfort after spending time outdoors. Doctors warn that prolonged exposure may increase the risk of respiratory and cardiovascular problems. Because of these dangers, officials have urged residents to stay indoors, keep windows closed, use air purifiers if possible, and wear high-quality masks such as N95 or KN95 respirators when outside. New York has become one of the most visible examples of the crisis. Over the past several days, thick smoke drifted into the city, reducing visibility and causing the skyline to disappear behind a gray haze. Air quality index readings climbed into unhealthy levels, prompting health advisories across New York State. Residents reported stinging eyes and difficulty breathing, while officials encouraged people to avoid strenuous outdoor activities. Cooling centers also distributed masks as the smoky air combined with a dangerous summer heat wave, making conditions especially uncomfortable. Similar alerts were issued across New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and other northeastern states. The smoke has also disrupted everyday life. Outdoor sports practices have been canceled. Construction workers have faced hazardous conditions. Flights have experienced reduced visibility in some areas. And millions of people have changed their daily routines to avoid prolonged exposure. Schools, camps, and public events have monitored air quality closely before deciding whether outdoor activities could continue safely. Even major sporting events have faced questions about whether poor air quality could affect players and spectators. Meanwhile, Canada continues battling hundreds of active fires, many located in remote forests that are difficult to reach. Thousands of firefighters, aircraft, helicopters, and emergency crews are working to contain the flames. But weather remains a deciding factor. Rain can slow wildfire dramatically, while dry conditions and strong winds can cause it to explode in size almost overnight. Until widespread rainfall arrives or temperatures cool significantly, many fires are expected to continue burning. The Canadian wildfire crisis is a reminder that natural disasters don't recognize national borders. A fire burning hundreds of miles away can still affect the air people breathe in another country. As wildfire seasons become longer and more intense, the experts believe events like these may become increasingly common. For millions across North America, the red skies over New York aren't just a dramatic photo opportunity. They're a visible warning that environmental events happening far away can quickly become everyone's problem.